Have you ever wondered why some 80-year-olds still hike mountains while others struggle to get out of a chair? It's not genetics. It's not luck. And no, it's not too late. What separates the seniors who move with confidence and vitality from those who face frailty, dependency, and decline is a small set of habits that most people never hear about from their doctors. The truth is, muscle loss after 60 isn't just common, it's dangerous. Left unchecked, it leads to loss of independence, falls, hospitalizations, and sadly, a shorter life. Yet, it doesn't have to be this way. Research from Harvard, Tufts, and the Mayo Clinic shows that you can rebuild strength, improve balance, and move like you're decades younger with just a few intentional steps. This guide will show you 5 powerful science-backed daily habits that can help restore your muscle strength, just like you were 40 again. And if you think this doesn't apply to me, ask yourself, what will happen if I keep losing strength month after month? Before we get into the habits, let's face a hard truth. By age 80, the average person loses up to 50% of their muscle mass. That means your legs get weaker, your back gives out, even holding groceries becomes a task. This condition is called sarcopenia, and it's not normal aging, it's preventable. More than 300,000 seniors are hospitalized every year due to falls caused by weak muscles. Many never fully recover. Some never walk again. But here's the hope. Studies show that people in their 70s and 80s who adopt the following habits can match the strength and agility of someone in their 40s and live independently for decades longer. Let's look at the 5 most powerful habits that make this possible. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Habit 1. Resistance training that builds over time. There's a quiet truth that many older adults don't fully realize until it's almost too late. Your muscles aren't just fading, they're waiting to be called upon, to be used, to be challenged. And if they aren't, they shrink, weaken, and wither, slowly stealing away your independence. For many seniors, the idea of resistance training brings fear or hesitation. Isn't that for young people? They ask. But the reality is far more empowering. Resistance training, done correctly and consistently, isn't about lifting heavy weights or punishing your body. It's about reclaiming your control over how you age. Science backs this up with urgency. Research out of McMaster University shows that older adults who engage in progressive resistance training just twice a week can experience profound changes. In just 12 weeks, they gained an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle, improved their balance, and even reversed signs of frailty. These weren't athletes. These were everyday seniors, just like you, who made a choice to fight back. And it's not about how long you exercise. It's how you challenge your muscles that matters. Instead of endlessly walking or doing light aerobics, the key is pushing your muscles to their safe limits, even if only for short bursts. Movements like squats, rows, and modified pushes, done with proper form and increasing difficulty over time, send powerful signals to your body. We're not done yet. What many don't realize is that resistance training doesn't just build muscle. It boosts brain health, improves blood sugar, strengthens bones, and lifts mood. Every repetition, every effort is a statement to yourself and your body that you are still here, still capable, still in command. The most dangerous myth about aging is that strength loss is inevitable. It's not. What's inevitable is decline, only if you do nothing. And yet, starting doesn't have to be overwhelming. You begin with light resistance, Maybe it's a resistance band, maybe it's body weight. You work within your range, gradually increasing over weeks. You listen to your body and you give it the resistance it craves. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're training for life. Because every time you stand up from a chair without help, every time you walk without fear of falling, you are reaping the reward of this habit. Now, you might be asking, but what if I'm already eating well? Doesn't that help maintain my muscle too? That brings us to one of the most overlooked yet incredibly powerful habits of all. When you eat, your protein could be just as important as how much. Let's take a closer look. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. Habit 2, protein timing. When you eat matters more than how much. Most seniors understand the importance of eating protein. You've likely been told to get your protein by a doctor, a family member, or maybe even your own intuition. And so, many older adults do their best. They load up their dinner plates with meat, eggs, or beans, thinking that's the right way to go. But what no one tells you is that it's not just about how much protein you eat. It's about when you eat it. And that small detail can make the difference between growing stronger or wasting away. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we consume. This process, called anabolic resistance, means that even if you eat enough, your muscles can't absorb it the way they used to. That's why timing matters so deeply. When you go through your day with almost no protein, say just toast or coffee in the morning, a light sandwich at lunch, and then save it all for dinner, your body misses the opportunity to repair, rebuild, and grow muscle throughout the day. You may feel full at night, but your muscles have been starving all day long. But there's good news. This can be changed, and the results are remarkable. A study from the University of Texas found that seniors who spread their protein evenly across 3 meals, about 25 to 30 grams per meal, gained more muscle than those who ate the same total amount at dinner alone. And they didn't change anything else. No added exercise, no supplements, just timing. That's the power of giving your body what it needs when it can use it best. Think about how your day begins. If you start with a bowl of cereal or skip breakfast entirely, you're missing the first window for muscle repair. But what if instead you began with a few scrambled eggs, a Greek yogurt, or a protein shake? Suddenly your body gets the signal. It's time to build. Add some lean protein at lunch and you give your muscles another chance. By dinner, they're primed to grow, not just recover from loss. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency and rhythm, about feeding your strength from morning to night, not just once a day. And the reward? Stronger legs, better balance, fewer falls, a body that works with you, not against you. But here's something even more surprising. You might be eating right, moving your body, doing everything you can, and still losing strength. Why? Because deep inside your body, something else may be silently breaking you down, one cell at a time. Let's talk about inflammation. Habit 3, daily anti-inflammatory routine. There's a silent force working against you every single day, and most seniors don't even know it's there. It doesn't cause pain right away. It doesn't show up on the outside. But inside your body, it quietly wears away your muscles, your energy, your balance. It's called chronic inflammation, and it is one of the greatest hidden threats to your strength and independence after 60. You see, inflammation isn't always bad. When you cut yourself or catch a cold, it's your body's way of fighting and healing. But over time, due to stress, poor sleep, processed foods, and an aging gut, that system doesn't shut off like it used to. Instead, it stays active, low, steady, and destructive. Scientists call it inflammaging, a slow-burning fire that breaks down muscle faster than your body can rebuild it, even if you're exercising and eating well. It's why some older adults feel tired no matter how much they rest. Why they lose muscle mass at triple the rate of their peers despite doing all the right things. Why they seem to shrink, slow down, and stiffen as if life is quietly draining out of them. But here's the good news. You can fight back. And not with medication, but with small, powerful changes that calm that fire at its source. It starts with sleep. Deep, uninterrupted rest is the body's most natural anti-inflammatory. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, keeping your room dark and cool. These simple habits reduce inflammation markers by as much as 40%. Then there's what you eat. A diet rich in colorful vegetables, berries, leafy greens, and fermented foods like kefir, yogurt, and sauerkraut helps nourish your gut, where much of your immune system lives. A healthy gut means a calmer body. Add to that daily doses of omega-3 fatty acids, turmeric, and extra virgin olive oil, and you give your cells the tools they need to heal instead of hurt. Even movement plays a role. The best anti-inflammatory exercise isn't the hardest, it's the most consistent. Gentle walks, stretching, and a few short bursts of intensity each week help lower stress hormones and keep inflammation in check. When you build a life that quiets inflammation, your muscles respond. You feel lighter, steadier, sharper. You stop fighting your body and start living in it again. Still, there's another reason your muscles might not be responding like they used to, and it has nothing to do with food, sleep, or inflammation. It's about something deeper, the connection between your brain and your body. Let's explore that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. Habit 4. Reignite muscle-brain connections. Most people think muscle loss is simply a matter of aging or inactivity, but there's a hidden piece to the puzzle that few talk about, and it may be the most critical of all. As we grow older, it's not just our muscles that weaken, it's the connection between our brain and those muscles that starts to fade. And when that link breaks down, strength is no longer a matter of willpower. The signal simply doesn't arrive. This connection happens through what scientists call neuromuscular junctions, tiny, delicate bridges that allow your brain to speak to your muscles, to tell them when and how to move. After age 60, these junctions begin to fray. You may notice it in the small ways at first: a slower reaction, a missed step, a hesitation in your balance. But over time, it's like your muscles fall into silence. You may have the strength, but if the message doesn't get through, that strength stays locked inside. The good news? These connections aren't lost forever. They can be preserved and even rebuilt, but not with passive routines or repetitive motion. What your body needs is precision and coordination. Activities like Tai Chi, ballroom dancing, ping pong, or tennis are more than hobbies. They are lifelines. They demand your mind and your body to move as one. They challenge your balance, rhythm, and focus. And in doing so, they reignite the pathways that keep you moving freely and confidently. Just twice a week of these kinds of mindful movement practices can preserve over 30 more neuromuscular connections, according to leading research. And when paired with nutrients like alpha lipoic acid, acetyl L-carnitine, and methylated B vitamins, the results are even more profound. Your muscles don't just move, they respond. And you begin to feel something you haven't felt in years: total control over your body. Even simple breathing techniques like box breathing, where you inhale for 4 counts, hold, exhale, and hold again can activate the vagus nerve and boost your body's ability to communicate internally. In just 5 minutes a day, you begin to awaken those quiet bridges between thought and movement. Rebuilding these connections isn't about youth, it's about clarity, confidence, and command. It's about making sure your brain and body stay in sync for the years ahead. But even with all these systems working, your strength, your food, your inflammation, your coordination, there's still one more habit that determines how your body adapts, grows, and defends itself. It's something few seniors ever think about, but it could be the most powerful trigger of all. Let's talk about stress. Not the bad kind, but the kind that makes you stronger. Habit 5: controlled stress, hormesis, that triggers growth. We often think of stress as the enemy, a force that wears us down, makes us sick, and accelerates aging. And that's true when it comes to the chronic, unrelenting kind. But what if I told you that not all stress is harmful? In fact, the right kind of stress, given in the right dose, can make you stronger, sharper, and even younger. This is the forgotten science of hormesis, and it may hold the key to restoring your vitality far beyond what you thought possible. Hormesis is the process by which your body becomes stronger when faced with short bursts of challenge. Not too much, not too long. Just enough to wake up your system, activate your survival instincts, and trigger powerful internal repair. It's nature's way of saying, grow, adapt, rise to the occasion. And seniors who apply this principle intentionally are often the ones still walking tall in their 80s and 90s. Simple practices can have a powerful impact. Take cold exposure, for instance. Ending your shower with just 30 seconds of cool water might feel uncomfortable at first, but beneath the surface, your body is activating brown fat, boosting metabolism, and releasing protective proteins that defend your muscle cells. Saunas work in a similar way, heating your body in short sessions to stimulate repair and reduce inflammation. Over time, these practices have been linked to 40% less muscle loss and significantly better cardiovascular function. Another potent form of hormesis is intermittent fasting, not starvation, but simply narrowing the hours during which you eat each day. When done correctly, this triggers a cellular cleanup process called autophagy, which clears out damaged components and improves your muscles' energy systems. Imagine your body hitting the reset button every day, giving you a fresh start from the inside out. Even brief bouts of physical challenge, like holding a light weight in place, pushing against a wall, or contracting your muscles with purpose, can awaken strength pathways that have been dormant for years. These aren't big, flashy workouts. They're quiet revolutions happening beneath your skin. Your body responds not with exhaustion, but with renewal. What all of these habits share is a single message: your body still wants to grow if you give it the right signal. And maybe that's the most inspiring truth of all, because now you've learned the 5 powerful habits that can turn back the clock on muscle loss. But here's the real question: will you let this knowledge sit idle, or will you use it to reclaim the strength that's still within you? What you can do right now. Right now, in this very moment, you hold more power than you think. The road behind you may be long, with its share of aches, limitations, and moments that made you feel like aging was something that just happens to you, quietly, relentlessly. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? What if growing older wasn't a slow surrender, but an invitation to live with more intention, more strength, and more freedom than ever before? The truth is, your body is always listening. It doesn't care how old you are, it cares how you treat it. Whether you're 60 or 90, you are not too late, too frail, or too far gone. Your muscles can still grow. Your balance can still improve. Your energy can return. The science is clear, but the choice is yours. Start small. You don't have to change everything overnight. Maybe tomorrow morning you trade your usual toast for a couple of eggs or a scoop of protein in your smoothie. Maybe you take a short walk after lunch, and when you return, you try pushing gently against the wall for 10 seconds, just enough to wake something up. You might sit quietly before bed, practicing a few rounds of box breathing, letting your nervous system settle like a calm lake. These aren't monumental steps, but they are meaningful. They are messages to your body. I'm still here, I still care, and I'm not giving up. You can begin with one habit, just one. And when that habit becomes a part of your day, you add another. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you are, strong, capable, still writing your story. There's wisdom in your years, and now there's knowledge. Knowledge that sarcopenia is not your destiny, that food, movement, rest, breath, and even stress, when used wisely, can become your medicine. You've lived long enough to know what matters. So give your body the same care, respect, and patience you've given others all your life. Because what you do now, even in the quiet corners of your day, will shape the years ahead. Not just how long you live, but how well you live. And maybe, just maybe, the best chapter hasn't been written yet. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, reading each word, letting each truth settle in your chest like a quiet bell, then I want you to know something. You're already different. You're not the kind of person who accepts decline as fate. You're someone who still believes in possibility. And in a world that often treats aging like a slow fade into the background, that belief is nothing short of radical. I've seen it with my own eyes. Men and women in their 70s and 80s who were told they'd never walk without pain again, who had trouble standing from a chair, climbing a single stair, or getting out of bed without help. And yet, they chose to try. They chose to move, to eat better, to rest more purposefully. They didn't wait for perfect conditions or permission. They simply started. And in doing so, they reclaimed more than strength. They reclaimed their lives. That's what this is really about. Not muscle, not numbers on a chart, not routines or checklists. It's about freedom. The freedom to lift your own suitcase, to reach for something on the top shelf, to dance at your grandchild's wedding, or to wake up each morning with the feeling that your body can still carry your spirit wherever it wants to go. That kind of freedom is worth working for. It's worth protecting. And the beautiful thing, it's still within reach. I've lived long enough to know that aging brings its storms: illness, loss, fatigue, moments of doubt. But I've also learned this: our bodies are more forgiving than we think. They respond to kindness, to attention, to effort. Even now, even after all this time, yours is ready to respond too. So don't wait for a better season or a braver version of yourself. The strength you want, the steadiness you miss, the energy you crave, they don't arrive all at once. They come one habit at a time, and you already know what they are. I believe in the wisdom of people like you, because I am one of you. We've seen a lot. We've endured even more. And yet, here we are, still learning, still reaching, still writing new chapters. If there's one thing aging has taught me, it's this: it's never too late to come back to yourself. So go ahead, take that step. Your future self is already waiting and smiling. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.